Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Manera. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another live color along. Just trying to get some tech stuff taken care of. How's my sound, Chris? Sound is good. Okay. A lot of big delay here today. I don't know. Maybe it's the weather. Hey, Alice. Hey, Chris. Hey, Dawn. So I'm a little early today because I don't know what happened to me. Hope everyone is doing well today. What a crazy couple of days. The past couple of days here in my area. Crazy, crazy, crazy weather. So I don't know if that's affecting my internet connection or not, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Kennedy Hopkins is joining us this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Who else is here with us today? Say hello. I can't see how many people. I don't know why. Can anyone else see the number in the corner or can they not? Why is this like this? It's weird. It's a very strange layout today. Billy Joe, haven't seen you in a long time. Good morning, my friend. So this morning we're gonna wait a little while to get started because we want to wait for everybody else. But I thought that I would. I just wanted to make sure that I could log on. I can't see how many people though. Isn't that weird? I should see if I can tag some people. 5 people. Is that what it says? Let me see. It's weird. 6 people. Yes, it is 6 eyes. Okay, the eyes have it. Okay. So we're coloring today from my Just Be coloring book, as we usually do every Wednesday. This book has been pulled from Amazon, for those of you that do not know, saying that I had to prove that this was available from somewhere that, I don't know. It's not on Amazon anymore. I'm working on getting it published somewhere else, but for now it is only available as a PDF on my website. So eventually it will be available as kind of an artist edition type thing. So if you're interested in this book, it is available on my website, manera.com, as a PDF. So I'm still going to continue these. What do you think? Should we still continue these? I want to. I want to continue the Just Be live color alongs as moving along. And I also wanted to get some feedback from all of you. I posted a comment over in the Just Color Coloring group about Monday and Thursday color alongs from the color along series. So what do you all think about that? A couple of people responded. So I'm not going to be publishing the color along books on Amazon anymore. Instead, they're going to be available as a PDF on my website. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'll zoom out a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to publish them as a PDF on my website and as a packet that I'm going to print here in, I'm going to print here right here in my studio and be mailing them out. So it'll be like a hard copy, but it'll be like a packet. And please keep doing them. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing these. Let me get the dog to biscuit and I'll keep telling you about this whole color along book thing. Come on, Paisley. I know. I can hear. Oh, thank you, Kennedy. Yeah, so the Color Along book, Color Along Volume 19, Color Along book Volume 19 ends on October 13th. And then Color Along Volume 20, I have scheduled to start on November 7th. So, you know, I'm not going to publish anything else on Amazon at this point because there were some issues last week, and I won't go into details right now. If you want to know the deal, the scoop, feel free to send me a message, and I will gladly tell you what happened. But what I want to do is still make that book available. So the past couple of days, I was trying to decide, what do I do? Do I continue with color alongs on YouTube with the color along series, or do I stop completely with the color along series? So I decided that there's no way I should stop right now because we're about to start the 20th volume. So at least let me make it to volume 20, right? And Chris is saying the Just Be color alongs give me something to look forward to. Oh, thank you. So I decided to make them available on my website as a PDF and to lower the price. So $8.99 for the PDF, thinking it would be more affordable for people. And then $15.99 for the book that I'll print here in my studio. Hopefully I can get it on cardstock paper, but I'm not sure. There's kind of a paper shortage going on. Does anybody realize that? A little bit of a paper shortage happening with paper that you can use in your own printer and in the printing industry for books. So pretty interesting that all of this kind of happened around this time because there's a paper shortage happening. So there's that happening. Kennedy says, keep doing the color along. Do you watch the color alongs on my YouTube channel? You know, the YouTube channel color alongs. A lot of people think, oh, YouTube content creators make a lot of money, right? You have to have 1,000 subscribers to even try to make a penny. And even that, you've got to have like tens of thousands of subscribers and views to get your YouTube videos to make any money for you. So at this point, my color alongs on YouTube, the videos themselves do not make me any money. So that's just a freebie thing that I'm doing. And if you want to color what I'm coloring, you can purchase my color along book. But really, you could just watch it anytime you want. So it's a good way to kind of give back to the coloring community. So that's why I leave those the way they are. Hey, Heather. The other thing that's happening, did you all see it, is there's a new, well, coloring camp was last week, right? So coloring camp was last week. For those of you that participated, thank you so much for participating in coloring camp. It was really, really, really a lot of fun. Yeah, there's a paper shortage happening. I guess it's kind of like on the, people don't want to talk about it too much, but a little bit of a paper shortage. So coloring camp was last week. People talked about, we need another one. I mean, we ended coloring camp. We need another one. So this is what I've done. On October 20th and 21st, there's a fall fling coloring gathering that's happening. It's a Thursday and Friday. It's a PDF format. We're going to be learning 2 new coloring techniques called stippling and circular. And then on, so that's happening in October. That's our fall fling coloring gathering. $9.99 a person for that one. You get, oh, this is the first time you've been watching, Kennedy? Wow. So the fall fling, you get the 2 pages that we're using for each tutorial, and then you get 12 coloring pages and 10 activity pages. So it's a pretty thick packet of pages to color. So I think that it's going to be fun. And then I'll be planning a Christmas camp. And I'm just not sure, to be honest with you, how I'm going to do that, because I'd like to do something that's, we talked about this last week, where it was kind of a package of stuff that you get, but I also want to make it affordable. I don't want to be sending out or expecting people to sign up for 5 days of a Christmas coloring camp / craft camp and have to plunk down a lot of money, because I do know that, you know, money gets tight sometimes for people. I get it, believe me. I feel like all I do is look for sales, you know? So I'm going to put a piece of paper behind my page. I'm using Inktense pens. October gathering, yes. The dates for October, the fall fling. I should put a link, right? Let me see if I can get a link. Let's see. Fall fling, I put it on my Facebook page the other day, and I put it in the group. But I haven't really made too much of a big deal about it. I was just kind of, I think I was just trying to rest. I feel like I have been live. Actually, I have. I have been live. We did camp from Wednesday to Sunday. Monday, I had a live painting class. Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I didn't have anything live, but I had something else yesterday that I had a meeting yesterday at 10. And then, tomorrow, I have another meeting tomorrow. And then Saturday, we have a drawing class. I don't know. It just keeps you moving, though, doesn't it? All right, here's the Fall Fling link. Fall Fling Coloring Gathering. And it's October 20th and 21st. It's a Thursday and a Friday. It's 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You'll get a PDF for each live video tutorial, plus 12 fall-themed coloring pages and 10 activity pages. We're going to be live on Facebook and in a private Facebook group. So it'll be fun. Heather says, I would like to do the fall one, but I won't be able to. Maybe I can do the Christmas one. Yeah, I'm thinking the Christmas one will be the first week of December. So I haven't pinned down the dates yet, but I'm thinking the first week of December. And I'm going to start planning these things. I mean, this is kind of far away, right? October 20th. But what I'd like to do is give people enough time to say, I want to do that, there it is, and this way they can plan for it. So let's get started. So we're going to start out with my Duent. We're using Duent colored pencils, Inktense. Awesome, Sandra. I'm so excited. We have Duent Inktense. I have a 12-pack. Sandra, you had mentioned you had a 6-pack. Doesn't make a difference because we're just going to kind of basically talk about Inktense and what's the difference between Inktense and a watercolor pencil. You know, Sandra, I want to be able, would you mind if I messaged you, Sandra, and bounced a few different ideas about that camp? I gotta get some feedback from some people. Poor Sandra. I'm gonna bother her again. All right. So let's talk about this Inktense pencil. Let's think about the name. Ink. There's ink. There's ink in them, okay? Rather than being like a colored pencil with the pigment, there is ink. Can you hear Paisley panting because she wants this biscuit that's right next to me? Goodness gracious. Go ahead, Paisley. Why don't you lay down? You can have it. Go ahead, lay down. There you go. Thank you, Sandra. Hey, good morning, Mamie. Mamie, I shipped your book this morning. I ordered your book this morning. So, the best part about these pencils is that you can use them dry or you can use them with watercolor. I mean, with water. And I'm going to use them as if I was going to use a watercolor pencil. I'm going to start out with this fuchsia color. Let's start in this upper corner. I hope it's close enough. Is it close enough? So I'm going to just kind of add my pigment here. Oh, I have to turn something off. Hang on a second. Totally forgot. Excuse me, Father. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm just going to add some pigment here and heavy pressure. Now, what's cool about this is that what ends up happening is once you add the water, I'm going to add it with a paintbrush. So it's like a paint on water thing. Now, I'm doing kind of a light pressure as I move along there. I'm going to color this whole rose. It's right here. Each petal. So now notice I'm not coloring the whole rose all the way across. Hey Pam, how's it going? I'm not coloring the whole rose all the way across. And we're going to talk about this whole feisty situation going on, right? So let's talk about what's happening with feisty. You know, what do you think? Let's read through the first page here. I'll get my colored version here. Read through the first page. I'll tell you who's being feisty right now is Paisley. Paisley, I don't have anything else, honey. Oh, I do. Sorry. That's it. That's it. That's the last one, my friend. All right. So what do you think? Being feisty can be defined as what's written here. I have this other side here of what's the words. You're a feisty woman, Chris? The quote that I chose for this page is, though she be but little, she is fierce. And that's a quote by William Shakespeare. And what I continued to write about this was that being feisty can be defined two ways. And you know, I feel like I keep spelling this word wrong on top of it all, so please ignore my my typos here. Being feisty can be defined two ways: being quarrelsome or showing determination. So which one are you? Are you a quarrelsome feisty, Chris, or are you I'm determined? I'm more of a determined. You know, I am more of a tell me I can't do something and I'm gonna do it. Don't tell me that I can't, because I will. You know, and I think that's a feisty part. The other part is that I'm determined. So if you have determination, like Paisley does right now about this biscuit, Paisley, there are no more biscuits. I'm sorry, my friend, but there is nothing else. Come on, that's it. You've had enough. Why don't you lay down and you can listen? Go ahead, lay down. She is feisty and determined. She's determined, actually. She is a determined dog. Oh, I don't know. I always get these dogs that are determined. Yeah, so determined. And determination you can move mountains. Right, Billy Joe? Yeah, you can definitely move mountains when you're determined to do something. It's like moving furniture. Maybe you can't really pick up that couch that you want to pick up, but lo and behold, you have moved it to the second floor of your house. You don't really know. How did you do that? You were determined to do it, right? I mean, kind of a weird example. But anyway, so a determined person is focused on the end goal without arguing with anyone, but rather creating a clear path to the end goal. So you don't care what people think. You don't care what they're going to say to you. You're not going to argue with them. You are focused. You are focused on that whole, like, that end goal, right? It's like looking down a path, and that's all you see. Once you put your attention to what you would like to achieve, without compromising your beliefs, I think that's really important, success will follow. So if you're going to start compromising things or cheating or doing things like that, then that's when you kind of get into trouble. One must be confident, poised, and flexible. Bold and courageous enough to speak one's mind, right? Independent and strong-willed. I'm describing Paisley, who's barking in the background. Let me tell you. Marching to the beat of one's own drum. A feisty person will not need the approval of others. Stand up for what you believe in. Truer words could not be said. What do you think? So, I'm trying to think of an example. I have to go get Paisley to stop doing this, but I'm trying to think of an example of what I have done in my life with such determination that I just did it, no matter what, you know? Let me see if I can tell Paisley to lay down. Paisley, you really need to lay down. We're not going to be doing this anymore. Come on, lay down and be quiet. People don't want to hear the song you're singing. Lay down. Come on, lay down. Lay down next to me. Go ahead. I'll put the fan on for you. Go ahead, lay down. Lay down. Determined. She doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to hear it. She wants to say, get me, I don't know what. You've been that way since you were a kid. I guess I have too. Yeah, you have to really kind of make sure that you are, I mean, not being like, you know, a pain or anything to people, but you want to make sure that you are determined. I've got to get this dog to stop barking. Hang on a second. Why are you barking at her? What's the problem? I don't see anything. Oh. Crazy dog. Sorry about that. She buried her biscuit in a chair and wanted me to get it for her. Determined. Yeah, nursing school, Chris is saying, raising my kids, getting up every day, and functioning. I guess coloring books is an example for me. You know? Determined. Determined to make it work every day. Consistency, you know? Because being able to be consistent in something that you're doing that others may think you might fail at, you know, that type of thing. All right, I'm just going to do an example of this corner piece of this flower here with some water. So I've got a little bit of water with the brush. I'm going to kind of take a little bit of water off, and I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to color the whole page with all of the Inktense pencils. I'm getting distracted by my phone beeping, and I will then go back over everything with water. But I wanted to do this example here. Look how bright this is. You know, Sandra is saying founding a non-profit children's choir and keeping it alive for 30 years. That is absolutely incredible. You know, speaking of non-profit, Sandra, I actually, long ago, when I first started, well, maybe into my second year of coloring books, and it just recently came up again, someone a couple of months ago had said it to me, was to create a nonprofit for coloring books and for coloring classes and make them available for free for people like we're watching right now, and make the books available for free and camps free. And by having it be a nonprofit, that's how it would be funded. So I've never done it. I think it's kind of like, I think it's intimidating to me, the nonprofit situation, being able to form a nonprofit. But I have thought about that, where I formed a nonprofit and it included all of these classes that would be available to people for free because it was a nonprofit. I don't know. Tammy Myers, how are you, my friend? I've been thinking about you. I know that you've had a rough patch the past couple of weeks, and I'm so sorry to hear about Eden, but I'm glad that you're here. Okay, let's move on to this section here. We're going to move on to the blue. And this one is, oh no, that's apple green. I don't want that. What am I doing? This one is called Sea Blue. I'm going to make my next one with Sea Blue. Now, you don't have to color the whole thing because the ink moves around as you move this whole thing, as you move the ink around, right? Just like when you're working with watercolor pencils, the same thing happens. So we want this to be a light blue. So we're just going to kind of add a little bit of pigment throughout all of this. Nonprofit for coloring classes, camps, free. No, nonprofits have to bring in money. You could always give scholarships to those who are financially disadvantaged. Well, I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. See, I don't know. This is something I need to learn. Oops, this is definitely something I need to learn. So why make, oh, we got to talk more about this, Sandra. I don't know. Like, why make it a nonprofit then? So that I could have, like, interesting. It's very interesting, actually. All right, so we've got this blue color. This is Sea Blue. And then I don't want to, again, I don't want to keep, like, hitting the, I don't want to keep putting water. So this is yellow. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow throughout here. And I don't want to really color the whole thing because I want to make sure that it's light enough. Now, here's this yellow color. Let's take a tiny smidge of this orange. Yes, we must talk about this, Sandra. I agree. Sandra and I, we have a lot to talk about. All right, so here is this orange color here. And I'm adding this orange color on top of the yellow to kind of get a little bit. Did I see Marianne pop in too? Good morning, Marianne. How are you, my friend? You know, Marianne, I lowered the price of my coloring camp sweatshirt jackets. They're down to $28. It's the lowest price I can get without making, I lowered them down. I think it's like an 84. I have to make something on them or they won't sell them. So the lowest price I could get it to come down was 84 cents. We're going to ignore that phone call because it's probably my friend, whoever. Sarah Lawson. She keeps calling me about my car warranty. Let's ignore her. My landline phone is now hooked up. That's why that's ringing. I don't usually have that hooked up. I usually have it transferred to my cell phone, but last week I transferred it to the wrong phone number like an idiot, and it went to, I don't even know whose phone number, and it said my phone number was disconnected. So Verizon had to come out, fix the phone. I felt like such an idiot. But anyway, so now I'm stuck listening to that. I don't know if I want to transfer my phone calls anymore. Yes, it's on Amazon, Dawn. It's a sweatshirt jacket, and I'm going to tell you, I marked it down so I could buy it myself. I'm not going to lie. It's in purple. Let me see if I can find it, actually. It's not on my website, but I'm going to offer that. I'm going to let all of you know about this cheap price. And then probably next week I'll raise it back up. Let me see if I can find it. Probably not going to be able to find it here. All right, well, it's a coloring camp sweatshirt jacket. It's not, there's a sweatshirt, but there's also a sweatshirt jacket. And the sweatshirt jacket has the the image up in the upper right hand. Here it is. I found it. Coloring Camp Zip Hoodie. It's marked, I marked it down to $28. They are available in green, charcoal, gray, purple, and blue. I'm going to order one myself. And that's why I marked it down, to be honest with you, because that's my wholesale price. So I'm going to leave it at that price for the next week, if anybody is interested in getting it for that price. I think it would be kind of cool. I've never, ever had one of my own shirts from Coloring Camp. I've been getting a lot of robocalls too. See how it is up there? Can you see the picture of that, Dawn? That's what it looks like. So if you're interested in checking that out, there it is. I prefer a zip hoodie too. I get like, get this thing off me. You know? I start to feel like, enough. Get this thing off me. All right, this one right here, I'm going to make a purple color by adding fuchsia. And then I'm going to put a little bit of blue. So I'm going to do a light color here. And then hopefully when I add some blue, once we add the water, it will actually come in. Yeah, so I wish that could be what was cheaper for that sweatshirt, but that was the cheapest I could get it. So, but I think it's kind of fun. You have to search. There's the link there. I put the link in the comments, Pam. But when you search it, you have to search like Ann Manera sweatshirt or something like that. They're hard to find. I know that I had links. There's tote bags from camp. There's sweatshirts. There's t-shirts. That's about it. I think that's it. I'm going to do this one with some blue. This one is called Deep Indigo. So very, very different color. You know, it's a deeper blue. And I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a scribble here of color. Because as we move that water around it, it will definitely change things. And now let's move. Did you find the green one? Yeah, the green one. There's green, Pam. There's purple. I think I'm going to get the purple one. I was going to do black, but the logo, the image of the camp house did not look good on black. You couldn't really see it. So I opted to not do the black because I love a black sweatshirt jacket. But I love a sweatshirt jacket. Plus those sweatshirts on same type, I think it's called, oh, now I'm not going to remember the name of it. Does anybody know what that's called? brand for those shirts. It'll come to me. I'll have to think. I have to put on my thinking. Yes, the green sweatshirt jacket one is listed at $28. That's the one, Pam. That's the lowest price I can make them. I try to make $5 profit on those, so I list them at like 33 or something. But I decided to knock it down so I could buy one myself. But since you're all here, I'm going to tell you about it. And you can go buy one too at my wholesale price. What's the name of the sweatshirt, Marianne? Do you know? No, it's not JanSport. It's some weird name. Portland. I don't have it in front of me. Wait, let's go open my closet. No, I wish I could do the full thing on the coloring page, but I don't have the money right now. It's okay, Kennedy. I get it. Not jersey. It's something else. Maybe it's listed on the shirt. A duh? Could it be? Fabric type. Imported. It's a unisex. I know that. Oh my goodness, I don't remember what it's called. It's some name that you really just can't buy in a store. G something. Okay, Pam. So the other night, on Sunday night, we did a Zoom room for all of the campers. That was fun, wasn't it, Pam? That was a lot of fun. And we all met in a Zoom room, and we chatted, and we talked, and it was a lot of fun. Should I make this one red? I guess, right? So now remember, the lighter the color, the pinker it will look, the darker, the more pigment you add, the more color you add to it, the darker it will look. So, you know, vice versa. So I'm just going to kind of color in all of this with a little bit of a dark pigment as I get around those edges. I can't get to my sweatshirt. It's in a Portland Company. Thank you, Dawn. Dawn found it for us. It is Portland Company. I knew it was something like that. They run kind of big. I think they run pretty true to size. Actually, I think they run a little bit big, because I remember one shirt I had gotten and I was like, do I really need this size? I mean, what has happened to me? Am I shrinking? Oh no, it was crazy. But not a bad brand. Not bad at all. Color this one yellow. Oh, I have to move this up. Can't see it. Thank you, Heather. I think so too. I think the colors are pretty. I think my favorite is the fuchsia. Sizes are so strange, Pam, you know? Sizes are weird lately. I bought some stuff on Shein. Has anyone bought stuff on Shein? That was interesting. And I bought stuff on there. Oh, let's make an orange flower next to this one. And those were pretty true to size. But some of them were small. I don't know. Well, some of them were a little small. I bought a big size for those. I say the bigger the better. For a sweatshirt jacket especially. What do you think, Marianne? Marianne's a sweatshirt person, right, Marianne? Let's do this sea blue comb over here. I know, it's been a rough year. I agree. I don't eat when there's stress. My stomach feels like it closes up. I don't know what it is. I would rather not. Which I guess I should be thankful. Should I be I guess I should, right? But... or when I'm tired, I don't want to eat anything. Sometimes I have to, like, talk myself into it. This morning, I cleaned out my freezer. Well, I didn't clean out the whole freezer, but I was taking some stuff out of my freezer because it's trash day. Actually, it's not trash day. Trash day is tomorrow because of the holiday, but apparently I forgot. So I think that my neighbors are all going to follow me and put out their trash, and I think it's kind of funny. But people have started putting out their trash. Sometimes I like to just do crazy things like that, you know, just to fool everybody. Anyway, I'm cleaning out my freezer and I'm getting rid of some stuff. And I had some bread, this French stick, Italian bread that was in the freezer, and it was like freezer burn, and obviously it was in there for a long time. So I put it in the trash, and as I'm putting it into the trash, I dropped it and it broke. And Scarlett immediately grabbed it. So here's Scarlett fighting me for this piece of bread. And these live chats are great. Well, thank you, Pam. Coloring camp has been a great pick-me-up. I'm so happy to hear that, Pam. Yeah, you sound like my mom, Marianne. She always has a sweatshirt on and a sweatshirt jacket. It's like, I don't know, 90 degrees, and she steps outside, and there she is in her sweatshirt and her sweatshirt jacket. And I just look at her and say, aren't you going to be hot? She's like, no, I'll just get in your car, and we can just put the air conditioner on. So, I would much rather be nice and cozy, right? I agree. I say go for it. Whatever floats your boat, right? Yeah, I'm excited about that sweatshirt. I don't know if I'm going to order it today or, I don't know. I have to see what happens. Too many other things to do. All right, so there's the yellow. And now let's put a little bit of this orange. We'll keep this flower consistent here with this orange. What's cool about this is that these Inktense pens, yeah, she wears them throughout the year, Marianne. These Inktense pencils will go, you can actually color on fabric with these. And I have some t-shirts on, available on Amazon that you can color, and I have some tote bags that you can color. And these work great on it. I do love a DeWint product. And these sharpen really well in my electric pencil sharpener. But it's unlike a regular colored pencil in that it is more of ink when you're done. So if you really color like a really heavy pressure, like I'll kind of do on this one right here, then it'll be really rich. Oh, I don't go that far with the sweatshirt. I have to not sleeping. I want to be cool. Pam is saying, my husband runs the AC high in the car. It's like stepping into Antarctica. That's like stepping into my car. I want to be cold. I don't want to be hot. Heather says, my husband wears hoodies all year round and sleeps in them. Yeah, some people are cold. Some people like the coziness, right? You know, I put a hoodie sweatshirt on and I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. This is nice. I'm nice and warm and I'm nice and cozy. And then all of a sudden I'm like, get this thing off. It's too hot. So I like a sweatshirt jacket for that reason, that you can easily remove it without having to worry. All right, let's make, well, let's do this one with blue. I keep losing my blue. Yeah, doesn't it seem more vibrant? How is he doing, Heather? I think he sent me a friend request, actually. I said yes, of course. Why not? For Dustin. Well, that's his problem, right, Heather? Listen to Heather. He's skinny. Gets cold easily. Yeah, you are a tote bag addict. Actually, I have the gnome tote bag that I colored. And, goodness, there was a bug. Wait a minute. Did you see that bug flying around? Oh, my goodness. There was a bug flying in my car the other day. I had to stop and get out of the car. What was I saying about this now? Oh, so I went to pick up groceries one day at curbside pickup. And when I went to put my groceries in the car, I'm talking to the girl, and she's like, oh, my God, what is this bag? It's great. And so I said, oh, it's a bag I sell on Amazon. So she was just like, I need to have one of these. So I don't know if she ordered one, but maybe I should give her one for Christmas. Last year, this is so funny. Last year, there's always the same person every time I go to this particular supermarket who does all the shopping. And I mean, she like knows exactly what I'm ordering and brings out my food. So last year, I was like, I have to give her a gift. So she said she had 3 kids. So one day, I went there. And I'm all set. I had a whole bunch of coloring books with me. I had like a coloring book for each of her kids, and I had a coloring book for her. So I didn't have them wrapped, but I had them all in a stack. And I get my order, and here she comes. And I looked at her, and I said, you know, I said, you look different. I said, did you just do something different to your hair? Now, don't forget, everyone has a mask on. Do something different with your hair? No, no, no. She said, my hair's the same. And I was like, okay, your hair's the same. And I was like, okay, well, you still look a little different to me. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just my imagination. Well, I give her these coloring books. I tell her, thank you so much for all the hard work. Every time I do a pickup, you're always, you go the extra mile for me. And I just really appreciate it. Just want to say happy holidays. Here's some coloring books. I create coloring books, and I thought of you, and I just wanted to give you one of these books. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. She was so excited. The next day, or the next week, I go back, and here comes the girl that does my order. And I looked at her, and I said, you changed your hair again. And she's like, no, what are you talking about? Just my hair's the same. And I was like, really? I said, you really look so different than you did just a couple of weeks ago. No, I look exactly the same. You're never going to believe this, but I gave the books to the wrong person. I mistaken, the person I gave the books to was not the person I wanted to give the books to. And I'm thinking to myself afterwards, no wonder she looked at me like I was a little strange. Like, she barely shops my order. She must have been thinking I was a lunatic. Never saw that girl again. A totally different person, Pam. Totally different person. They kind of looked alike. I don't know. Maybe I was just losing my mind. I don't know. Yeah, I freak out if there's a spider in my car, if any type of bug. It was like one of those little black flies, maybe, that was flying past me while I was driving. I had to pull over and get it to fly out. I know, Marianne, it was crazy. So, and then I always kept thinking to myself, should I give them to the other girl? Like, I don't know what to do now. Like, weeks went on, and then it turned into a month, and I was still kind of unsure, and I'm like, she's going to think I'm nuts. Like, what a weird story to even tell somebody that I gave them to the wrong person. This gift was supposed to be for you. Maybe she did need them. She was very appreciative, but what are the chances that she also had 3 kids? You know, that was the other part that was weird. Like, she also had 3 kids. It's not like I gave them to her and she's like, what are you talking about? I don't have any kids. But she had 3 kids, you know? Oh, and then her husband was a truck driver, and the other girl's husband was a truck driver. So it just all kind of was like a little weird. I don't know what happened. But it was definitely one of those, like, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to... No, I didn't give more books to the right person, Sandra, because I was, like, even questioning, is it that person? And now I'm wondering who the heck it really is. So somebody I know actually used to work there, and I told them my whole story about what happened. And they identified these people for me. But, of course, they thought it was, like, the most hysterical thing that I gave them to the wrong person. So then, like, another time came around, and when I thought it was the right person, now she colored her hair a red color. I'm like, what the heck between these masks and people coloring their hair? I don't know what is going on. To talk about, like, I'm trying to, like, I don't know, be a chameleon. And I haven't been going to that supermarket lately because there was a lot of road construction. So I've been going to a different one. And today, I'm supposed to go pick it up at that particular. So hopefully she'll be there. I don't know. There's a few stores I haven't been going to because they've been ripping up a couple of streets around me, these 2 main roads. So it's been really difficult to park, or it's been really difficult to just drive on the street, and things, a lot of detours and closures and stuff. So I don't know. It's a little crazy. Pam's saying at curbside pickup only days during COVID, a couple of my coworkers held books in the wrong person's trunk in the parking lot. Oh, that must have been terrible. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, were they mad? They shouldn't have been mad. People should get mad over the craziest things. Okay, apple green is going to be for this back section here. And because this is like the vine. In here. I don't know if you can see that down there. I knew you worked at a library. I always wonder about library books, Pam, and how germy they may be. Isn't that awful? But I do. You never know what someone did with the book. They were furious? They need to get a grip, Pam. You know, why be furious about that? People get annoyed with crazy things. I forgot what happened the other day, and I said, and somebody said to me, boy, you must have a lot of patience. And I said, you know, because someone was being a pain in the neck, I guess. And I said, no, it just takes a lot for me to really get annoyed with somebody. I mean, maybe I'm, hey, Jean, thank you. Yeah, Marianne, did you see my post where I asked if your husband had a single brother? Your husband is great. Cooks breakfast. Where did you find him? That's a rare breed, right? All right. Now we've got to give her some clothing. And I think I'm going to go with kind of a lime green color. But I want to... Well, let's go with some blue pants. And let's mix them. We had to quarantine books and spray them with Lysol. Lysol makes me so sick, Pam, that I don't know if I would like it. I wouldn't want the Lysol. I'm just going to be a pain in the neck customer at the library. All right, so here is... This one is called teal green. And I am just giving it a good medium pressure here. My dog's finally calmed down. Paisley was up in the middle of the night at 1 o'clock. I don't know what happened to her. I didn't have the air conditioner on while I was sleeping, and I think that she was like, I'm hot. Where's the air conditioner? So she got up. We walked around. Scarlett got up. We all were in the living room at 1 o'clock in the morning, sitting on the couch, talking about how we all couldn't sleep. And then we went back to bed. You sat next to him in college? Boy, that was the best seat choice you ever made, right? All right, so I've got those pants going on. And then for her face, how are we going to get that face color, right? So let's first of all talk about putting some yellow. We'll do some yellow on the side. And then let's use a little bit of brown. If you find a man shopping enthusiastically in the grocery store, that's a good sign. I guess, right? That is a good sign. Either that or they're starving. They're probably really hungry, Pam. No one's cooking for me. What do I do? All right, we got a little bit of brown on there. I'm going to do a little bit of brown and yellow on her little hands. Or paws, as they say, you know. All right. And now, oh, we forgot the neck. And now we've got the shirt. Now, I don't really have that lime green color, but we can make it by mixing yellow and yellow. I mean, yellow and yellow. Yellow and yellow. Apple green and yellow. So what I'm going to do is color this one, the shirt, completely with this color here. And then I'm going to go over it with yellow. And that'll make a lime green. Or hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll make a lime green. We won't know. Yeah, they don't make guys like that anymore. Right? you, Marianne. All right, so I'm determined. I'm being feisty. I'm determined to do it, right? I'm determined to get this finished. I'm trying to think of what other things have you been determined to do? I mean, do you think that you raise kids as being feisty, and how do you get them so that they're not annoying, a pain in the neck? How do you get them so that they're feisty and determined, and can a boy be feisty, right? What do you think about that? Do you think that a boy could be feisty? Is that something that is okay to happen? I'm going to add some red here. In this part, I'm going to add dark pigment, like a heavy pressure, on the bottom section. Because see on top of her head there. And then for this part, light. And that'll make it look like it's pink. And then, of course, we don't want to have to worry that her grays are showing, because why not? Jean says, we grocery shop together. That's awesome. Pam says, my husband has helped me out when I am down with health issues, and he's very good helping to take care of my mom. That is really amazing. Well, not amazing, but it's great. All right, so I'm just going to kind of heavy pressure, and then, because she's got some grays. We don't want to have her be like, a blonde. I tried to make these little characters in this book be realistic. We don't want to have people that are all a bunch of skinny minis. We don't want to have a bunch of people without gray. We wanted to make sure that there was the same people, so we can all relate to it. Oh, I hate when that happens to my internet. Okay, so we've got that all taken care of. Now, the middle section, I'm going to leave it for now. Let's get on with our paintbrush, where I don't know where I left it. So I've got a little bit of water. Yeah, I do a curbside pickup for that reason, Heather. It's a lot sometimes, You know what bothers me in the supermarket? The bright lights. The fluorescent lights, the flicker. And so I'll do curbside pickup or have it delivered instead. Because why go crazy? All right, so there's our blue. And I am being mindful of where I'm placing my hand. So I'm starting on this left side. Now look at how the blend of the orange and the yellow happened. This girl reminds you of Rosie O'Donnell, the little character. Yeah, I guess maybe she kind of does. Now, as I'm adding the water on here, I'm not worried about going into each section the way I colored it. Here's the one that we're hoping, crossing our fingers. Oh, it is. It's purple. Look at that. It's turning into purple. Fuchsia and indigo, I believe, is what I mixed here. And I don't want to put too much water. Here's indigo here, just on this flower. And then this is the orange and the yellow. So a few people were saying that after the Zoom chat the other day, that we should do it once a month. I don't know. I wish there was more people, but people thought we should do a Zoom room once a month like that. For those of you that were there, what do you think? Nights are hard for me, I gotta say. Do you know why it was hard? Because the, isn't the ink tent so pretty? The people next door to me that night, we did that Zoom room, they were listening to the loudest music. All right, now we're down here with this fuchsia. And I'm putting a light coat of water on this. I don't want to make it saturate. It was fun, wasn't it? We'll have to see how it goes. I need to make sure, see what else is happening in life, you know? All right, here we go here with this yellow. It's coming together, isn't it? Thank you, Tammy. And then here's this blue color. I really love this blue. Isn't this a pretty color? I think this one is no, that's black. Where is it? Not deep indigo. Sea blue. This one is sea blue. This flower is sea blue. Oh, so pretty. And this one is indigo. And now here we are again with this fuchsia color. Sometimes as I'm doing this, I take my hand, my left hand, and I'll kind of like use it as a palette. I know, the fuchsia and the yellow orange, especially together, Jean. Don't you think they're pretty like that? There we go. And now again, this one's going to be this indigo color here. Pretty, pretty, pretty. A little dark for me though. Yes, it's an app you download. Exactly, Mamie. And I send you a link. But you don't really need the app. Do you need the app all the time though? Maybe you do. You just download it. And then you click on the link that I provide, and then you go into the Zoom room, and it's got a password, and it's got a an ID number, a member ID. No. Good question, Pam. Do they lighten up as they dry? They don't. They stay like that. But don't forget, I used a lot of color on that blue one, so that was an example of this is too dark, you know? And of course they mix. Okay, I'm gonna start to work on this green section around the whole thing. Just make sure that I don't put my brush in the wrong spot or my hand in the wrong spot. And I have a size 6. It's got a point to the tip of this particular brush. It's a sable hair. This is a brush from Speer Farben, actually. Alice, did you get your pencils? All right. Now we're going to move on to her hair. Well, let's move on to her face. Now remember, we put yellow and brown here. So now, well, her face is looking very yellow, isn't it? But that's okay. I wanted it to blend a little more, but it really didn't. These are nice. I mean, I'm not sure about the price. She sent me these for free, actually. Now her hair. I'm just going to kind of, well, it's kind of tough on her hair, isn't it? So all my black is blending. I guess we could take it away if we wanted to. It's not really becoming gray like I wanted to. Maybe she's gonna gray around the face. You know how that happens. Now her jacket. This is where we're approaching that lime green color. Here we go. And again here, that lime green color, because we mixed apple green with yellow on top of this. Well, we just kind of laid the colors on top of each other. Now, if you were using them dry, of course, it would probably look the same way, as long as you, do the same pressure and blend them together. So here is the teal. Look at that. That's a good color too, isn't it? That's a pretty color. And then the background in the colored version of my book is purple. So again, we can make it look like this one. Here's my brown shoe. Okay. Now, let's see about adding that purple. So we mixed fuchsia and we mixed that sea blue. So I'm going to make them, I'm going to actually use them on their side because I don't want them to be too scratchy. Because don't forget, we don't have a purple pencil in this kit, so in this set. So if you have a purple pencil, then sure, but this one doesn't. So I know that Sandra had asked me, I only have a 6-pack of these pencils. Will that be okay? And certainly, because if you just, even if you don't have this fuchsia color, you could use red and blue and you'll make purple. All right, so now we need that sea blue. Where are you? Who did you do a coloring workshop with on Zoom, Kennedy? All right, so I'm doing the sea blue on top of this. And like this. Now, I am going to use a little bit of a bigger brush because I want to make sure that I get in all of those areas. And this brush I like because it has kind of like a little bit of a slant to it. So, it will allow me to get inside all of these little corners or in the in-betweens of the flowers. Now don't forget, I'm just using the page out of the book. So imagine what this would look like if you had used this on a watercolor paper. I'll tell you what I don't like about these brushes is that look what just happened. It gets loose. So I'm constantly trying to tighten it or tape them together. I guess I could put glue, but that's what I don't like about them. Because you're using them and then that happens, which is a common thing that happens to a lot of different brushes. But this particular set, I don't know why it's doing that. I have this set also that's got this like purple handle. It's called Panfly, I believe. This one is a really nice set. And that was cheap. It was like $6.99 or something crazy. I kind of like the streakiness of the color. See that streakiness of that color? And then as far as her buttons, I'm just going to use black. I'm going to put a little bit of black right there on top of her. And I'm going to dip my pencil. Some people dip them. Marianne uses a paper towel, which is a great idea for watercolor pencils. I don't know, Claudia. All right, so this is a finished page. So let's again do kind of a little bit of a recap about what being feisty is. You know, and this is what I wrote about this. Being feisty can be defined 2 ways. Being quarrelsome or showing determination. A determined person is focused on the end goal without arguing with anyone, but rather creating a clear path to the end goal. Once you put your attention to what you would like to achieve without compromising your beliefs, I think that's a huge, huge part of it, right? Because you could completely, you got to do things that do not compromise what you believe in and do not go against what you believe in. I think it's important. Then success will follow. One must be confident, poised, and flexible, bold and courageous enough to speak one's mind, independent and strong-willed, marching to the beat of one's own drum. A feisty person will not need the approval of others. And you know, the whole part about being bold and courageous enough to speak one's mind, I think that the only other thing I would add to that is that choose what you're going to speak your mind about. because maybe there's something, and I think Facebook is a huge example of this. Great example of this is that people are constantly getting into arguments on Facebook, right? Saying crazy things. Everyone gets on like the complain train, and they just want to kind of like harp on something that is really ridiculous, and they're brave. All of a sudden, Facebook and the steering wheel brings courage, I think. It brings you courage to speak up, or courage to really, really just like be bold and be a jerk while you're driving. So I think that, I like the streaky part too, Heather. Thank you. I think that when you choose, this is not something I want to engage with. This is not a comment that I want to engage with. Your silence is also something that is just as important as being able to speak your mind. Just not saying anything is not really ignoring it, but at least you know, right? You know the thing that is not worth your trouble. Pick your battles. Exactly. I hate complainers too, Marianne. Pam saying, I think some people are just instigators. Yeah, they want to, like, you know, dig a little more. Dig a little more. Nothing else to do. Dig, 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 dig. It's crazy. So I rarely comment on things on Facebook because, and even things I do comment on, it's like, what did I do? Why have I engaged with this person? It happened to me yesterday. I'm not going to talk about it live here because they might be watching, but it happened to me yesterday, and I just kept saying, why did I even bother? You know, silence is golden. So silence can be golden in so many ways, and that could be something that you would definitely, you know, spoke your mind. You spoke your mind by keeping your mouth shut, right? Because you didn't want to compromise your beliefs of saying something stupid or engage. What's the phrase? You don't want to have a battle of wits with an unarmed person, right? Isn't that like a phrase or a saying? So marching to the beat of one's drum, a feisty person will not need the approval of others. And I think that is so true, because if you truly believe what you believe and what you believe in and what you want to do and what your goal is, then you don't need to worry about what everyone is saying. And that is something that happens with artists constantly. That artists are constantly saying, seeking the approval of others, and looking for people to say, wow, great job, and having to seek that approval. And it's the worst thing you can do. You got to stop. Once you stop doing that, whether you're, I mean, in anything you do, once you stop doing that, I think that it'll change you. So you really want to make sure that you are confident in it. And this is what I did, and this is what I'm going to do. I mean, if I was coloring this and I kept saying, what do you think about this pink? I'm not really sure about this pink. Should I have used blue? Should I have used purple? Then you wouldn't have wanted to, I mean, it would have been like wishy-washy. So you want to make sure that you stand up for what you believe in. Art is very subjective. I agree with you, Pam. My comments are positive or no comment. Me too, Pam. That's what I do. Positive or no comment. I mean, I don't need to engage in an argument. I don't need to, you know, I just don't need to do it. I mean, I do get annoyed while I'm driving sometimes, but I'm not annoyed like I'm taking it out on the other person. I think the only part that I'll say is when I'm like at a red light. Every time I'm at a red light, someone has to beep at me when the light turns green. Every single time. I mean, give me a chance to take my foot off the gas, off the brake, and move it onto the gas. We don't need to be beeping at me, you know? So that part, I will say something like this. I mean, to myself or out loud in the car to whoever's in the car with me. I may say, boy, this chick behind me, what are they beeping at? You know? Too much second guessing. I agree, Pam. Marianne says, I think they strive for attention and that they don't get. Yeah, people want attention. So stand up for what you believe in, no matter what it is. Don't let people squash your dream. Be confident and believe in what you are doing, Pam is saying. That's a great way to put it too. Be confident, because the confidence comes from inside. And you know, I mean, I second guess myself too. However, second guess yourself in the mirror, or second guess yourself somewhere else. You know, nobody wants to complain. No one wants to you know, no one wants, I mean, and people get on that train of listening to all the complaining, right? And they want to be just like that. And they love to see you fail. So you don't want to give them something to love with your love that's your failure. So people love to see you fail. They love to see other people. I mean, there's a lot of people that love to see you succeed too, but there's an awful lot of people out there that love to see you fail. Never give up. Exactly, Sandra. Thanks for a good start to the day, Heather's saying. Thank you. That's what I like about these color alongs on Wednesdays, because it's a positive. Your husband drives feisty a lot, Pam is saying. Well, you know, where I live, people drive like crazy people. So, I mean, the whole beeping at me behind the red light, it happens literally every single time. Like, what are you in a hurry for? You know, a lot of passing on the right. It just, I don't know. Crazy. It's not like it used to be. So, if you want to just like, you know, as long as you don't have a megaphone, Pam, right? As long as you don't have that megaphone outside your car and you're yelling crazy things. But you don't know, because, I mean, that's dangerous too. You don't want to be yelling something out the window, because you don't know who's going to get out of the car and it's going to be something bad. There was an incident recently in my area, actually, that someone did yell. There was a road rage thing, right? They were yelling, and the car stopped, and the woman got out of the car, and the guy she was yelling at got out of the car with a sword. A sword. Like we're in, like, you know, medieval times or something. Got out with the sword and started wielding his sword at her. Like he was going to off with your head type thing. So, I mean, it was weird. It was an odd thing, but you never know, right? People are watching too many crazy things on TV. Because think about what's offered. So anyway, that could be a whole other topic about what's on TV. I'm looking for something fun to watch. Yeah, people cut us off a lot too over here too. All right, so next week we're going to continue being feisty, because we're not going to let this topic go. We're going to work on this page with the words, with the paragraph, and we'll be continuing that. The following week we will move on to staying calm, and I'm really, really looking forward to this, because I think that one thing I'll say about calmness is if you can be calm in the midst of chaos, then you have achieved something that so many people cannot achieve. So I'm really eager to talk about the whole calmness and talk about people that are in my life that I've learned how to do this with. So I'm really excited about that one. So I hope that this color along will give you food for thought for the day and give you kind of an oomph for whatever you believe in today. So I hope you have a great day. Be safe and stand up for what you believe in. And I will see everyone next week. Thanks so much.